Lomas, you know this. The passing game is predicated off what you do by winning first and second down, and that's where that passing game becomes more open for you. So is that why more, instead of having Johnny Morton do it again, it's more that Dan wanted to be physical?
I think, yes, that's part of the reason, but I think the efficiency too. Think about it. We were one of the worst teams, or probably still one of the worst teams on third down, but that was compounded because we weren't doing good on first and second down.
This next guest should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's a former teammate of mine in Detroit. He's a former opponent, and he's a dear friend to this day, and one of the men I love the most. Former Gator legend and Lion legend, and I think this man should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Part of the broadcast team, he is Lomas Brown. How you doing, brother?
I'm great, Dan. How are you? You know what, man? I need to hire you as my marketing guy because you take care of the big fella each and every time I come on here, my good man.
I'll tell you what, I talked to those guys. I said, this man here, 7-time Pro Bowler. I mean, he played 20 years in the National Football League. I mean, I don't know how you look at it. And they go like this. I go, Jackie Slater, too, by the way, says hi.
That's my guy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. One of the all-time greatest.
Absolutely. He's been on the program a couple times, and I'd say, we got to get Lomas in. He goes, how Lomas ain't in? Anyway. All right, man, big game. The game we've been waiting for 2 years here, right? How do you think the Lions are playing going into this game? I hear there's a report that Laporta may not play in this Sunday night game. How do you feel they're playing heading into this Eagle game?
Hey, after that Washington Commanders game when Dan Campbell took over the play calling, I'm feeling really, really confident, man. He was able to unlock this the offense. You got this.
Yeah, got you.
Yep, this the offense that we all know we've had, and we've been waiting for it to get loose all year long. And Dan Campbell was able to do that. Think about it, Dan. You score on every possession that you have the ball during that game, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. We scored on every possession, and just to see the offense click, just for them to get Jameson Williams involved in the offense, which we've been clamoring for all year long. It was just great to see, and I think we're playing at a high level right now, both offensively and defensively.
So Campbell taking over as play caller, is this more of an emphasis that they want to run the football more? Is that where this was? And being able to start the run game? Because, Lomas, you know this. The passing game is predicated off what you do by winning first and second down, and that's where that passing game becomes more open for you. So is that why more, instead of having Johnny Morton do it again, it's more that Dan wanted to be physical?
I think, yes, that's part of the reason, but I think the efficiency too. Think about it. We were one of the worst teams, or probably still one of the worst teams on third down, but that was compounded because we weren't doing good on first and second down. I think the thing that helped Dan out, and I think the thing that helped our offense out this last week, was that we were efficient on first and second down, kept ourselves in third and manageable positions. And when you do that, man, it's a lot easier for that offense to continue those drives, continue to move the ball. So I think he was looking for more efficiency. And yes, he was looking for a way for us to involve our playmakers more. What we had started seeing was a lot of teams were stacking the box against our run game, and that was hurting us too. It's hard to run up against an 8-man front, and they weren't respecting our long game or our big game threats. And that's why we started getting more and more guys up in the box. So I think being more efficient on first and second down really helped us on third down.
Lomas, talk about your offensive line coach and what he's done this year to that group. And, you lose Frank Ragnow at center, a guy who's potentially going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Have you been impressed, in your opinion, with what you've seen so far with this football team, especially in the offensive line? You lose a Pro Bowl guy at guard and you lose a Pro Bowl dude at the center position. They performed exceptionally well this year.
Hank Fraley, I keep telling people, we need to appreciate him while we got him. Seattle tried to hire him as their OC last year. I know they're coming, man. I call them the vultures. They're circling over Allen Park because, man, Dan Campbell, his tree is expanding. And, man, you look at him, you look at Calvin Shepard, but Hank Fairley's done a great job. Think about this, Dan. Basically, all three of our guys are in new position. Yeah, Graham Glasgow was there last year, but he was at guard. We moved him to center. You got a rookie in Tate Ratledge at the guard position, and then you had a guy Christian Mahogany. Until this year, he had only made 2 starts in the league. He goes down. You roll in Coyote Awasika. He's doing a great job. So Hank Fairley has been doing a wonderful job. Like I say, you know the chemistry. I say offensive lineman, we have to work like a hand in a glove. If one guy doesn't do his job, that play isn't going to work. He's done a masterful job all year long with the chemistry on that offensive line. And I think he's the best offensive line coach in the game of football in the NFL right now.
Do you think Jared Goff is the most underappreciated quarterback in pro football today?
Because every time you hear people talk about Jared, oh, he has all these weapons around him. Well, I mean, that's a lot of quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts has a lot of weapons around him. It's how you utilize those weapons. It's how you get the ball to those weapons. Jared Goff has been one of the best guys in this league in completion percentages. He's been one of the best guys in this league in efficiency. And that's what you want from your quarterback, right? I tell people, they say, oh, he's a game manager. Well, hell, if he's a game manager, then I won the Super Bowl with Brad Johnson. And that's what they call Brad Johnson. So Brad has a ring just like I got one right there. He gave me this ring on my finger, man. So, yeah, man, I hate the narrative that when they start talking about MVP races and Jared Goff's name isn't in there, and you always hear, oh, he has all these weapons around him. Well, somebody got to keep all those weapons happy, and he's been doing a marvelous job since he's been here.
Couple last questions for you here, Lomas. The defense, are you concerned about them? How do you think they've played so far this year? Aiden Hutchinson looks like he's back to being Aiden Hutchinson again, but you're also getting production on the other side, too. You got another guy over there on that side with 6 sacks. Linebacking core has been pretty solid. You've been kind of questionable a little bit with injuries and suspensions at the safety position. Your secondary, is that maybe the only concern you have is what you've done on the back end?
Yeah, I mean, that could be, but you're right. Calvin Shepard has done a wonderful job. Think about it, man. We shut down Baker Mayfield when he was red hot. Yep. When he came here, held them guys under 20 points. You think about what he's been doing so far, like you say, with all the injuries, the suspensions that we've had and that we're still going through. We don't know right now if Terrion Arnold is going to play. DJ Reed is still trying to come back off of IR. You know, it's a lot of injuries. But you're right, that linebacker position, they've been holding it down, and that front four, man, with Aiden Hutchinson, you talking about Roy Lopez has been awesome. DJ Reader, Al-Qadim Muhammad, just that Tyler Lacey. Everybody he's rolled in there has played a significant role for us, and that's why we're sitting the way we're sitting at. We weren't doing as well on the offensive side of the ball. Guess who was carrying us? It was the defense that was carrying us through the first part of this season. So I think Calvin Shepard is another name you're going to hear for a lot of head coaching positions because he's been doing a wonderful job with the little bit that he's had.
Lomas, you blocked for Barry Sanders. You blocked for one of the greatest running backs in the history of the NFL. Tell me a little bit about Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, I'm not comparing him. I don't think anybody will ever be compared to Barry Sanders outside of a guy like Gale Sayers. Maybe somebody in that conversation there, but I mean, talk to me about Jahmyr Gibbs. Some people think he might be the best running back in pro football.
I'm telling you, if not the best, I know he's the fastest running back in the NFL. Man, this guy is unbelievable. And I think his growth, you have to give David Montgomery a lot of credit for his growth because I think what surprises people is, They know about the speed and his ability to get outside, but he can run between the tackles just as well. I'm just so not shocked, but just so happy at the way he's developed his game running between the tackles. He's tough. He's hard to bring down, and his vision. That's the one thing I'll compare with Barry. I think his vision is there, man. He has vision to where he could set up blocks, and he has vision to where he can find those opening holes that he needs to find, man. Like you say, it's nobody like the little fella, I call him, the little big fella, number 20. I don't think it'll ever be another guy like him. But I tell you what, coming close, Jahmyr Gibbs is a close comparative to Barry because of some of the things he does. And, by the way, he can catch out the backfield too. So he's a dual threat. So, man, it's just wonderful to see his growth. I'm glad he's getting the credit that he deserves in this league. And they go, Sonic and Knuckles. That's what makes that run game go along with those big fellas up front.
I got a nice tidbit for you here as we end. So supposedly there's some boosters on the way to Oxford this weekend for the game to try to convince Lane Kiffin. You know, Layla is a Gator, and the father is Monty Kiffin, or the father is John Reeves. Monty Kiffin obviously is Lane's dad, but
yes.
John Reeves, as you know, one of the great legends of all time in Gator history, that's his daughter. So they're going to try to wedge him away from Oxford and Ole Miss this weekend.
Hey, I hope they do. I talked to Phil Farr, who's the head of former teammate of mine at Florida and the head of boosters. We talked last night, and I said, Phil, remember Detroit was in the dumps. We couldn't do anything. We hired this guy named Dan Campbell, and look where the Lions are. So that's how important that coaching is. And if they can land Lane Kiffin, man, hey, I'll be celebrating. Hey, I'm going to be down there for the FSU game. I'm coming down there at the end of the month for the Florida State games. So I'll be down there. So hopefully I can put a little input into who they try to get.
Lomas, you want that knock on the door, don't you, man? You have to get that knock on the door, man. You do. You have to get it. You belong in the Hall of Fame. All your teammates and anyone that's ever played and anyone's ever known you knows that you belong in that Pro Football Hall of Fame. What would an honor like that mean for you to be inducted?
Man, everything, man. To be able to say that I'm in a room with, about 300 guys, and this game has been around over 100 years, it would mean everything. And not just to me, man. It's to your family because they were behind you. They pushed you. They know you better than anybody else. The only thing I say, I wish my mom and dad were alive to be able to see it if it happens, man. But it would be the highest honor that I think I've ever had if that was to happen. But if it don't happen, I mean, to be included in the name of some of these guys, man, and to be thought of in that, hey, man, I'm good, Dan. I'm good.
The great Gator Wall back in the day. There he is right there. Hey, Lomas, have a safe trip into Philadelphia. Make sure when you come into the link, you duck. I'll just tell you that. Okay. Have a great call on Sunday night. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Love you, brother.
Love you too, man. Love you too, Lomas.